Good morning from Tucson, Arizona. This is David French, Gino the Cat Productions. Today we are at going to be out on a special ride. This is the first ever vintage bike ride with Gord Fraser. I have my Litespeed Tuscany from 2001 Jersey that was circa 2001 too, when I rode for the Highland Park Hermes out of Highland Park, New Jersey. So we're going to go ahead and pedal on over to the start. Hopefully we're going to see some cool bikes that are old and renewed, and we'll be pedaling along with them.
Well, I mean, Kurt Rosenquist and I have been riding our vintage bikes for 15, 20 years, and I've always wanted to kind of have a little bit more formal ride. You know, we have this little group that we meet informally, you know, for the last few months, so I figured we'd do something a little bit more formal and put out an APB on anyone who has an old bike that wants to come and share their bike and their story, and do something a bit more formal. Oh, we got Norm Kibble here, so now now we're talking.
Well, the bike is in pretty good shape. The motor, not so much. This is a '69 Raleigh Pro.
Oh, Raleigh Pro.
And it's the only original parts are the headset and the seat post. Everything else has been thrown at it from God knows where.
Yeah.
I've been racing, loosely racing, since 1972. I was part of a team, the first team from Tucson that went to ride in La Vuelta de Bisbee in 1976. And so that's the first kind of big race that I did. But I just stick with it. And I love it. I like meeting the people that are involved in cycling. I've done a lot of coaching and training and just had wonderful successes and met so many wonderful people. So that's the long and the short story. Thank you.
Dan Taylor, I'm just here to support Gord because he needs support. He might slow down.
Tell me about your bike there, the Trek 850.
That's an old piece of shit that I bought for 120 bucks, and it's not really retro, and it's old. And I love old mountain bikes because you just grease them up and go.
You got your own physics seat out
Very
there.
nice.
Yeah, my favorite old mountain bike.
I've been riding vintage for the last 25 years.
Dan Taylor.
I live in Brooklyn, but I got a place here as well. So this is the bike that's here. I ride Mazis, I ride Gurciatis, Pugliogis, and then just on and on. So 5 and 6 speed only.
My name's Rich Klaber. I've only been in Tucson for about 5 years, but I've been in Colorado for the last 30. And this is my Cinelli that I've had. I bought it new once upon a time back in late 70s, early 80s, and had it ever since.
Tell me about you and your bike.
What about it?
Well,
It's old.
That's a beauty, Andy.
Yeah, thanks.
and you got your retro jersey on too. Cool, just like me.
Yeah, actually it's not as old as the bike, but
Oh, very nice.
like I said, I don't have any black shorts anymore, so still can't believe I used to race this thing.
You riding down mountain?
I look at this thing and I go, what?
Danny Bennett, this is a 80s Miyata with the Dura-Ace AX group. Kind of weird because I had these giant pedal spindles that stand out. And anyway, got my first team jersey, Velo Sportif from New Orleans in the say 1984 or so is this jersey. So got the old school wooden shoes.
You really got it. You got it all there.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
This Bianchi was one of the first projects that I started in about 2006. It's a Bianchi X3. I got it online. I knew what it was, but the photos were terrible. It was kind of beat up, and so I knew it was a gem to be uncovered. So I got some factory touch-up paint directly from Bianchi and touched up the problem spots, got a few decals to replace, and then over time I've replaced the parts with the pantograph group. So it's the correct group for this bike. The only thing that I'm missing really is the seat post, but I have a nice pantograph seat post on there. And but there's a different one that's supposed to go with this bike. So this bike took me about 15 years to assemble the way you see it now.
I go to the U of A, so I've been here for 4 years, but I'm from Jersey. And so this bike, my grandfather, this is the first bike he worked an entire summer in 1964. Now I took it out of Kurt's house yesterday. So
First annual 10 attendees. super cool. Maybe it's something that grows into something bigger and more official like, but for now it's just you know, obviously just for fun, informal ride. The route, like I posted, we're just going to head to the Santa Cruz, up to the Cañada del Oro, and up to Rancho Vistoso. We'll do a quick store stop up there and come back.